Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first season one short, which are short sessions where we get to give some of our incredible season one members visibility. We get to learn more about the stories and what they want to get out of the world of football and wider sport. So let me introduce our first member, our incredible member, Senzila. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm all right. I'm enjoying a little bit of sporadic sun up here in the north of England, so I'm quite happy. Let's kick straight off for everybody who's watching, season one members, and everyone out in the wider world of sport. Give us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What are you doing? Where in the world are you?
So I'm Senzila. I'm often known as Senzi, but I just saw myself in the world of football when I was young. I've grown up as an Arsenal supporter. I used to live in North London before I moved to Woking. I think what drew me into the sport was more behind the scenes, like storytelling, hearing other people's stories, because you never meet the same person when you're at a game, especially when you're sitting randomly across places. You sit next to people that are from all across the world and they have a story to tell of why they were involved with the club, they were involved in football. And I think it kind of confirmed to me that it's a place where I feel safe and I want to hear other people's stories and connect with football culture and the community. And it just feels like a really safe place for me to express myself and feel like I belong somewhere. Because for the longest time, I felt like I was an outcast because obviously I'm South Asian and I've never had that representation and seen a lot of South Asians in this industry. So I kind of do want to change that a little bit for younger people as well who are aspiring to be in sports, especially as a woman as well.
I love that. I love that. There's so much to dig into there, and a really great kickoff, I guess. But my first question is, you were North London, so where are your allegiances?
Arsenal. Arsenal.
So Tottenham
Yeah.
fans. You were going to say Tottenham fans. It's going to open a whole new can of worms. Amazing. Like I said, such a great introduction, and really was going to be my first question was around this kind of why. How did this love of football and I guess sport as an extension? How did this kind of come about? What was like the thing for you? Was it going to your first game? Was it kind of a family thing? What was the story about? Really engaging with football.
So it's kind of funny. I didn't really enjoy sports playing when I was younger. I always used to get out of PE and stuff. But my dad and my granddad, huge Arsenal supporters, they took me to my very first game. And I think instantly I didn't understand what was going on because I was quite young. But then onwards, I kept going with my granddad until 2017. Unfortunately, he passed away, but it was kind of like a thing where I was like, I really want to continue this tradition for him and just go, even if it's alone, because I felt comfortable going alone to matches as well and meeting new people. And again, as I said, you meet different people every single match and stuff, but I've made myself kind of like a community online and going to matches with them as well to feel safe and secure. And they've kind of helped me, especially during university where I tailored my assignments towards sports and stuff. So it kind of made me feel like I can see myself doing this further and making myself a career out of this if I put my love and my all into it.
100%. Such a great story, and it's to hear that you've created a community out of that whole experience of going to football and really making it an extension, obviously, of the family piece that you started off with is super rich and really valuable. So thank you for that. Tell us a bit about what you're doing now. Like you mentioned university, give people a kind of sense of what you're doing at the minute.
So currently I'm studying a master's degree in sports marketing and esports management. I think I didn't decide to do it for my undergrad because I didn't want to narrow it too much until I knew this was kind of what I wanted to do. And I think narrowing it would have made me kind of just limited in one area. So I kind of said, I'll think about it for a while. And then I was I think it was a year and a half down the line. I was like, yeah, I think I have to just do it because I don't want any regrets. And I'm really enjoying the course currently because it's quite tailored to me, and I can make my assignments about like Arsenal and stuff. And obviously, we're doing really well currently. So it kind
Yeah.
of makes me really happy inside that I'm like putting my passion into like my assignments and like just getting the degree in the end. Yeah.
Love that. And quick filler question: are they going to win the league or not?
I've been saying this since November. I do think we have a solid chance after City keep dropping points.
Yeah. So you're optimistic. One
Yeah.
trophy, two trophies, three. How many? How many do you think you're going to get?
I don't want to jinx myself. I do think we have a chance for quadruple, but one or two trophies for me would be great.
Let's see. I think the league. I agree. I think you'll get the league because City will drop more points. I think
Yeah.
than points Arsenal will get. Amazing. So, um, esports really interesting piece, and obviously it's a hugely growing market. Like, how have you found like studying that piece? Is it like quite an interesting part of sport? Yeah. Tell us.
Yeah, it is really interesting because I didn't think I would get into that in a lot of detail and stuff.
Mm,
Like it was only tailored to sports marketing first, but when I realized there was esports connected to it, it's quite interesting how certain clubs like Arsenal do have esports, not as diverse as like other clubs like Man
yeah.
City, PSG, Bayern. Like it is quite interesting how you see how that's integrated within the world of sports, and also YouTube is coming in sports a little bit as well.
Yeah. Really interesting. Do you think that's something you'll take on as an interest going forward? Like, there may not be a plan, but is there kind of a vision forming in terms of like where you want to take your kind of first step coming out of the master's program?
See, I do have a running YouTube channel. Like I've always had it since I've gone to matches and stuff. So I kind of do want to progress that into being kind of like a personal brand for me when I like it's still running currently, but when I come out of uni, I do want to kind of showcase me a little bit because I feel like beforehand it was kind of like I'm underplaying myself and not showcasing myself as much. I tend to do that quite a lot, but I feel like I need to showcase myself and my personal brand more in order to get more opportunities, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, interesting. Where can people find this YouTube channel? How can we send people to you?
It's called Sen's Vlogs, capital S and then a capital V, but the
Yes.
vlogs is VLOGZ. So it kind of fits Sen's Vlogs. Yeah.
Amazing. We'll pop it in the captions underneath the session, and we'll get plenty of people to come and follow you. I know
Thank you.
we have a big Arsenal contingent also. We have some incredible members. One, I don't know if you follow CJ Deludaguna. If you don't follow him, he does some incredible content, again, all around Arsenal. And yeah, he's doing some great stuff at Talksport on ITV. So he is actually a
Okay.
member within season one also. So he's a great kind of Arsenal compatriot who's doing some great stuff on YouTube. Incredible. So, in terms of that side, I guess personal brand, what do you feel like you need, kind of personally or technically, in order to take those next steps to kind of do that? I know you mentioned about putting yourself out there. What's missing maybe for you, and what do you feel like you need to kind of take that next step?
I feel like I need to come out of my comfort zone a little bit, take more opportunities, whether it's volunteering for free or just doing things outside my time in order to boost my portfolio. It's the portfolio which is kind of like dry at the minute. Like I wouldn't say it's dry, but it's kind of like not showcasing as much as I want to in terms
Yeah.
of other people who are already in the industry with like loads of work and like abundance to showcase. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a really common challenge for people, and it's a big reason why we've introduced the portfolio challenges within season one. Is actually going, you know, so many people that I see, and I'm sure you see as well, are technically outstanding at what they do, whether it's graphic design, whether it's content creation. There's a real technical skill to it, and that's awesome. But we know that actually creating those opportunities for yourself is even more about, you mentioned it earlier, about storytelling and narrative and critical thinking and problem solving and collaborating and all of these other skills that hold equal, if not more importance, in a body of work or a portfolio. And the opportunity, you know, to kind of use tools, use platforms like YouTube give you an abundance of opportunity to do that, right? And what we want to do, obviously, season one is validate some of that experience and make it important as you build that body of work. So it's really interesting that you say that. Is that, would you say, your biggest challenge? Are there any other challenges that you're kind of facing as you navigate this crazy old world of football?
Yeah, networking as well is kind of a bit, because I'm quite a quiet person and I don't usually, like, even this was quite daunting for me, like doing this, because I'm not quite a talkative person. And I feel like I need to showcase my personality and the reason why I want to do this.
Mm.
Because I can say I like football all I want, but it might not really appeal to like people. They don't really want like a fan. They want somebody that can really add to the industry and change
Mm.
things and like inspire people. So I need to like voice that more because it's there inside. But
And
yeah,
what is that? If you could even roughly articulate what that why is, like why football? Why are you so passionate? Why, like, what is you?
I think the main driver for me is that I've never seen somebody like me, a young South Asian girl, like showcasing her love and her passion and like the art of storytelling and just like giving a voice to people like her of why they enjoy football, what
Mm.
makes it so special, like, why is it such a safe place for people to belong? And like I think meeting new people as well, like that can be very daunting as well. But everybody's super nice, and if you get with the right people, it's like it's such an enjoyable experience, and it's so life changing for people.
Such an amazing response. I think the thing that sticks out for me, actually, you've said it a couple of times during this call, is around safe space. And we hear a lot of almost anti-safe space rhetoric around football, especially at the minute. So to actually hear you say that actually there is an element of the opposite. There is this kind of safe space, this community space. There is a space, and I agree with you, where everybody seems to be so willing and great with their time here in and around the sport generally, where there's an ask and there's usually a half an hour virtual coffee, or there's this kind of camaraderie that comes with this, crazy old thing. And I think it's really powerful to hear you say that actually there is a safe space, and people can actually take advantage of that, as opposed to a lot of the messaging we get around the opposite at the minute. So I think it's really, really, really powerful for people. What do you see? Like, we look at the future. So we looked at challenges. What are the opportunities? What are you excited about getting stuck into, now or after your masters? Like, what's the excitement for you?
I think first of all, building my personal brand and actually putting faith in my abilities and myself, because I underplay that quite a lot. And hopefully maybe volunteering and like experience with an actual football club is like the main goal. It doesn't even have to be a like maybe a championship club, or
Let's
it's
put it
just
out there.
yeah.
Let's put it out there. You support Arsenal, so
Yeah.
we'll tag Arsenal in here. See if we can get Arsenal.
Yeah, it would be great because it's kind of like a dream inside that I've always had for so long, but I've always shunted it to the side because it's like I don't have the networking. I'm kind of like not a connected person, and just kind of I've never seen somebody like myself. So I've always kind of like put it away and said it's just a dream. I can like dream all I want. But I think something clicked in me like end of last year. I was like, I can't keep saying it's a dream. Like it can happen and I will make it happen. It's kind of like ingrained in me. I will make it happen.
I love that.
And I like do everything in my power to make it happen.
100%. And something that really resonated with me on one of our season one sessions we did with Matt Golden, and he's head of life design at Johns Hopkins University in the States. And he gave a really great example of one of his students that said he wanted to be like basically the director of an NFL franchise, like top level. And obviously, that there's only one person available for that job, and thousands of people who want to go for that job. Because of the nature of what he did and how he went about it, he kind of said, "This is no longer similar things to what you're saying. No longer a dream. I'm going to apply this. I'm going to do what's necessary, do what I need to do to upskill, network, find my way." He's currently on that path, but he's now in a relatively senior position within an NFL franchise. Like, he's in the door because he's taken that journey, yes, to go for the one spot, the odds are very, very high odds to actually get there. But actually, he's now forged this career path that he really enjoys, and he's going on something that's a little parallel and maybe off a little bit. But he's in an NFL franchise and doing the thing he wants to do. So I think that, like you said, is going. This can be a reality, but there's certain things that I need to do rather than, like you said, sit on the sidelines and kind of think about the dream. So Arsenal again, Arsenal. If you're here, we will tag you. A couple more questions. So if you had the opportunity, and we say this to actually a lot of our guests, so we want to extend that to our members. If we were to start football again from scratch, and you had the opportunity to implement one thing, what would it be and why?
Wow, you've kind of put me on the spot here.
Take as long as you need.
I can implement one thing.
We can edit this as well, so take as long as you need. It's fine.
Yeah. I feel like for me, the pub culture, like I don't drink and I never really have been that kind of person that will drink and stuff, but I feel it's getting a little bit better. Maybe to have more safe places for people who kind of want to showcase their love, but not in an environment like that. Because I know sometimes the pub culture can just be like talking about and stuff. But at the beginning, I felt very uncomfortable in those kind of positions, like, because you get different types of people at matches and like the way they drink and the way they showcase their love for the game. It can be extreme, it can be like on the down low, but I feel like that for me is kind of like before games and stuff, that could kind of change a little bit. I know a lot of people will probably have doubts on what I'm saying about this and stuff because it kind of feels a bit weird saying that, but I've kind of felt like you meet the nicest people in pubs and stuff, but sometimes it can get so overwhelming and daunting for people that don't want to drink and be in that kind of environment.
It completely made
Yeah.
sense. I probably sit in your camp actually as well. Once you're comfortable and in the space there, like it's great and there's an energy and you kind of really jam with the energy and it's awesome. But I get overstimulated in those kind of environments. I
Yeah.
like to really feel the energy, but kind of ease my way into a match day and kind of, enjoy it. And I'm not a big drinker either. So that once you take that ingredient away, it's kind of a different experience. So, um, I think that's really important. Actually, it's a really left field. I mean, it's a very original answer. Like I haven't heard that from any of our guests or anyone that we've spoken to. So now the question is how? How do we do it? I think we take that away and go, what does football need, right? For us to cater outside of a ground, I guess, for people who don't want to go to the pub. Because
Yeah.
it's kind of an in between, I guess, between a coffee shop and a pub. You don't want to go in a coffee
Mm,
shop and sit and chill. You want something with a bit of energy. And I know a few clubs like Sheffield United do like this kind of player park before home games. Like they do in the Euros and the World Cup, they have those kind of like
yeah.
player parks. They do that every week. So that's really interesting. To finish off, just a season one question. Have there, you've been with us for, I say a relatively short time as a member, but you've been amazing and highly engaged and really getting stuck into the content. Have there been any big takeaways for you being part of season one, and how has it helped you?
I think it's been really beneficial for me to get all those resources and videos, especially with the talk with Anna that was uploaded
Mm.
yesterday. That was very insightful how she didn't have prior background at all in sports, but she's made it work for herself and she's proud of that and she advocates to people and like gives her advice and she took the time out to just recommend doing stuff and like even with the CV as well with the buzzwords and like tailoring it to make it personal as me as an individual was quite important for me to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's when I put it out yesterday, like it's such a simple but impactful piece for so many people. How you go about, yes, navigating the jobs market, but when it comes to it, most people just kind of write the generic CV. Now they'll kind of jam with ChatGPT, get it to kind of do its thing, and then it goes on a pile with dozens, if not hundreds, of other CVs. And actually, there's a real quality and there's learning to be had of going through that process of, yes, learning the skills, yes, applying the skills, but actually how do you build it into a narrative that gets seen, that actually can set yourself apart. And I guess you've talked about a lot of those ingredients and personal brand and getting yourself out there. And We know that people will look in different places, not just on a CV, to see who you are and how you operate. And it's a big reason why we've started to do these season one shorts. So that's really great. Like how and how does that help you? Like obviously Anna's talk or some of the other things that you've engaged with. How is that kind of helping you in your journey at the minute?
I think it makes me feel less alone and like good knowing that there are other people that have this same dream, but it's kind of like I have that support system, if you know what I mean, in place and like the resources to give me advice and on how to like improve myself and go further, if you know what I mean. Because it kind of, at the beginning, it kind of seemed like I was stuck in a little boat, like in the middle of the ocean. Like, I don't know what to do, like how to progress and like just build myself, if you know what I mean. But now I've got resources and help, and even this right now, it's kind of helping me in order to like voice myself and like why do I want to do this? It's kind of reaffirmed to me that I do belong here and I do have a future in this industry.
I love that. Such a powerful answer, and actually, obviously from our point on season one, that's a big part of what we want to do. Is create visibility, give people the confidence to be able to tell their story and go, "This is my story. I'm going to put myself out in the world along with my skill set, and with our help, we collaborate to create some opportunities for you." And this is obviously a part of it. Amazing. Senzila, thank you so much for jumping on. This has gone super, super quickly. I have a feeling we're going to be doing more of this stuff in the future with you. I think there's so many powerful takeaways for people listening to this. Obviously, we've got your YouTube channel. We'll stick any other social media or places where you'd love to connect with people. Obviously, people can jump into season one and connect with you directly there. But for now, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.